No, the stream died. It is not just you. Okay, I seem to be back. Okay, I seem to be back. See, I just told myself. Aurora Ember, howdy. Did I fish my wish? Hi, everybody. It's Big Ed Mustafa. Welcome to another episode of Adventures After Dark, where we're going to continue plowing through Mordor. Anyway, I love it when OBS crashes. Hard Hit did not win. I think it's pretty much impossible to be spending your Friday night watching me stream Lotro and feel like a winner. But hey, we're going to relax and have fun anyway. So the stream's back up. I've redone my intro. Aw, 3 hearts from Aurora Ember. That ain't bad. I'm not even slated to hit the big league for 7 more minutes. That's true. I did start a little early tonight, so I was just hanging out. I was watching the WAN show on Linus Tech Tips, and I thought, I'll just start the game early. So if nothing else, maybe getting my stream crash out of the way before the official start time will turn out to be a good thing. Since I probably won't post the initial intro, and I restarted the intro, I've got some Cheez-Its, I've got some Coke Zero, and we've already eaten on camera, done inventory management, and task turn-ins. So 3 of the 5 Tedments are complete. Only crafting and fishing remain to have a complete high-quality stream. So that's very exciting. Alright, well, we'll mount up on Thunderhoof here and get going. You're probably busy hating on Avengers. I didn't hate Infinity Wars. I thought it was meh. I was kind of laughing because it's going to be like teenagers' new version of... I remember Empire Strikes Back was kind of my first introduction to film noir. Forget what I was watching with my niece, and she's like... I'm like, don't you want to watch the end? She's like... Oh, no, you know that they end up winning and everything turns out okay in the end. And I was like, ha! Just wait till you see Empire Strikes Back. But now kids have Infinity Wars to teach them that not every movie ends with a happy ending. Nor does every massage. So, that's just another tough lesson they have to learn. Birthday party tomorrow. That should be fun. Thanks for coming by and lurking, Aurora Ember. We know that you have your choice of Lotro streams to lurk in, and we appreciate you choosing this one. Ooh, a dude with a circle over his head. Let's cut him open and see if candy spills out. I defeated a foe. Important life lessons from Big Ed. Those fire drakes just spill out task items. They're not quite like a piñata. They're not filled with candy, but they do drop a lot of goodies. Hi, fellas. Don't I need to kill some of you guys? I do. I'm not sure how the quest mechanic is supposed to work, but these guys are all Easterlings. I'm going to kill them all and try to maintain a horrible reputation with both factions. I just want to treat this outpost as like bright hunting grounds. Nobody told me not to murder these guys wholesale, so that's what I'm going to do. I'll bring Aragorn and Gandalf 1,000 skulls from each camp, and then when they say, no, try to make friends with one of them, then I'll know. The stream looks pretty good, except for the fuzzy, blotchy part in the lower left-hand corner. So at least I got that going for me. I need to feed these dudes. And he still has the ring above his head. It'll get even blotchier in a couple of months when the beard returns. Yeah, I'm starting to get a craving. I don't remember getting a quest about the vagrants at all. Do I need to keep murdering these dudes? There's no point at this point. I do need to keep toppling watchtowers, though. Oh, now these guys have circles over their head, too. Singer is not wrong about the blotchiness. I do not have enough room to do that. Oh. Now I do. We got a strong branch, some wood. That is super exciting. Alright, back to murdering Easterlings. Defeat somebody's hunters. Shelob's hunters? No. Oh, more gold rings. Grimmer then, howdy. Welcome. We are glad you're here. So Zinger was alluding earlier to my comments on Discord about the Avengers Infinity War. For those of you who haven't been on my Discord chat before, we have a text channel called So What Have You Been Watching Lately? So if you caught something and you thought it was good, or you watched a big budget movie that wasn't that good, you can post on there and comment about it, and sometimes we share ideas about something that's good to watch. I also just got done with season 2 of Iron Fist on Netflix. Didn't really feel like that was worth bragging about. It wasn't terrible, it wasn't great, it was kind of meh also. So there's a lot of mediocre Marvel properties out there right now. And I saw Captain Marvel and Venom are both imminent. There was some hype about the Captain Marvel trailer. I was so excited I haven't even watched the trailer yet. But in fact, I don't really remember Captain Marvel from the Marvel Universe, to be perfectly frank. So there's that whole thing. And then I understand some of the iterations of Captain Marvel are female, which is perfectly fine. In fact, not to give too much away, but at the end of Iron Fist Season 2, there is a female Iron Fist. In fact, you could argue that there are two, if you want to be loose on the definition of what an Iron Fist is. Fight each other, you should fight me. Captain Marvel is when Rogue from the X-Men got her super strength and flight powers. Okay. Well, that was probably after I finished reading X-Men. When I was in junior high and high school, I collected X-Men comics and put them in those Mylar bags with the acid-free cardboard backing, and had some fairly valuable rare issues. Death of Phoenix, Cyclops quits the X-Men, some of that stuff. I remember episodes issues 137 and 138 were a big deal back in the day. But I sold all that stuff off when I was in college. Ooh, I think I get a burn tents again. I got in trouble with this last time. I burned a tent and drew like 6 guys to me and got run over. We will burn tents yet try to live this time. Although the truth be known, I don't know I'm really accomplishing anything other than maintaining a negative reputation with both factions at this point. The trailer was pretty meh. This is a good place to listen. You hear mention of the names Thang and Malatuk. What'd you do to my Malatuk? Ain't no thing. Ha! I'm hilarious. Okay, maybe not. Who needs murdered? Who needs their tent burned? There's a tent to burn. Hi, Mr. Sorcerer. Sorry about your tent. Have a nice day. They do not yet need murdered. Let's murder a troll. Arturo the Spear. Not make it. Ah, excellent. I was afraid I might run out of targets. You go to the main boss guy for each side, you can get one mission that lets you rep and no rep, and then do tell them that you get max rep with both sides. Is there a point to even getting rep with these guys? I mean, from a free people's side, these are basically encampments of war criminals. I would think executing them would just be doing the world a favor. Hi, Ranger. You just want to be wary of what you're killing and what quests you're doing in here, since you need to reach certain rep tier to advance. It's a little hard to hear you over the combat music. Alright. Well, I'm going to counter most of the people's wishes who are watching, and I will bump down the music slightly. That will not be a popular decision. Well, at least I'm collecting lots of silver signets. As if that's good for anything. Still looking for those hunters I'm supposed to kill. We'll go this way. This is a good place to challenge those. A group of angered and rowdy Haradrim approach. I don't see them approaching. I may have missed that. Look at those angry Haradrim. They did not make it. Do not flee. Well, if you're going to send two of them after me, what the heck was the point? I've successfully held my ground. Oh, there's a hunter. Come to Butthead. Looks like a way to a boss, maybe? Wonder if there are any other hunters nearby. There's a shield bearer with a ring over his head. Ooh, a tent to burn. Me likey. Did not make it. Alright, well, I'm probably not making a lot of headway here. And why are those hunters so hard to find? I think the place would be lousy with them. That's not one over there. Don't really care about the crafting item chests. Not because I don't love crafting. Alright, let's loot a crafting chest. We'll go up here. I'm sure nothing bad can happen. Oh, it's one of the hunters. A handsome fella. It's a shame. I really thought he had a chance there for a minute. Oh, that's a burnable tent. I need to pay attention. Gotta get all those crafting knickknacks in order so you're ready for the next tour. Or tier, exactly. I will craft my way to glory. This guy calls himself a captain and he doesn't even have a ship. Did not make it. I will kill him too just because he's there. Well, I got rep with somebody. Now I'm just an outsider.
Do not waste my time, Westerner.
There, hopefully that didn't waste your time. Here, this looks like it might have some burnable tents. I see one positively glowing, waiting for me to put the flame to it. Okay, we're done burning tents. Mostly just need to find a couple more of that dude's hunters. That's bugging me, those are hard to find. Well, here's one now. Okay, nothing particularly interesting over here. I don't like the way these dudes are looking at me. Okay, this is one of the fights that looks problematic. You know you just stepped in it, you can help yourself by hitting the right skills right away. Still need to defeat hunters. Well, it's flashing like there should be a hunter in the area. Maybe the hunters are near these towers. They just need to look for towers. These quests are just going to keep popping over and over ad nauseum, aren't they? And every time I restart a quest I've just completed, I'm just digging my hole with the other faction. Just wanted to burn this tent. I want to burn this tent too. He did not make it. Well, I'm not getting very far, but I am farming some signets, so... hopefully that's a good thing. We're looking for hunters. There's a hunter by another tower, as I suspected. Well, that's 4-4 on hunters. Alright, well, let's go talk to what's his name? Something's right over here. I already fed him. I can feed him again. I already started this again, no? Okay, we won't restart it then. Hey, Mrs. Mustafa made it home. Either that or we're being burglarized. I'm okay either way, but I don't think the burglar would bring me food. Unless it was a hamburglar. Well, shout out to BagMZ who's watching the stream and playing some Lotro themselves. Too far away. My horse backed up. Oh, gotta throw something away. Well, I'd say that was an easy choice. Heavy cloak. Oh, BagMZ says thank you for all that you do. You're welcome. Hopefully folks find the stream amusing and or informative, and I just like to help promote Lotro, so that's why I'm here. I appreciate you watching.
Who's playing with you, honey?
I am on my own in Mordor.
Why doesn't anyone play with you?
I'm kind of doing solo content. Plus everybody's pretty sick of my crap. You can
That's
relate.
more like it.
Yeah. Mrs. Mustafa knows exactly how you guys feel.
Ugh, I left at half.
Do not waste my time.
It was like
Do not waste my
41 to
time.
Nothing at the half. I'm like, I'm leaving.
You did the right thing, honey.
What?
Well, I was freezing. I
What?
was freezing and I was leaving. And you can see your ginormous head through the...
Blinds? Okay. Yeah, Mrs. Mustafa got to enjoy some of that Nebraska weather. Omaha went from about 95 to about 55 in 24 hours.
Oh my gosh.
It's not pleasant out there. Well, it's a much nicer cloak than what I've been wearing. Let's see what it looks like. Here's the old one. Now here's the new one. See the difference? Me neither, but it's got better stats, so we'll roll with it. Don't let the Fusham guards see you. Steal supplies. I am very bored with all of this now. We'll just ride on out of here. Go find something else to do. Got a bunch of other quests. Plus, they're all threatening me.
Like me.
You're much more menacing than any of these Easterlings, honey. I can promise you. At worst, the Haradra might torture you for a couple weeks before they finally kill you. Mrs. Mustafa's been torturing me for 15 years.
I've known you for 22.
I know. I suppose 2 or 3 of the years where we were dating were torture.
When you bought me a watch instead of an engagement ring?
Yep.
Huh?
Yep.
Who thinks he's funny?
Or the year I got you mums for Valentine's Day.
I will punch you out.
I know, sweetie. You're very violent and short-tempered.
I'm not short-tempered.
I don't know what that sound was. It was creepy, though. I think I remember riding past here just to have a look around. Hopefully that leads to some other quests. What's that weird crunching noise I keep hearing? It's the sound of one of those fire drakes chewing on my war steed, maybe. This horse is delicious. Let's kill a Darkwater and see what happens. Excellent. Apparently nothing happens. Although they do count towards the Slayer deed. Blink thrice if you need help, Ed.
Why would you need help?
Because you're a terrifying figure.
Burr.
You poor thing.
You want me to fix you some food?
Yeah, that'd be terrific. You know how I'm always bragging about how much I love your cooking.
What?
I must have at one time, right? That could be true. I don't know. Zinger says, define informative. It's very loose. Very, very loose definition. I feel the love. Why is there a quote from Hillary on the top? Well, it's a good quote. words are inspiring. Boy, there's a lot of empty territory back in here. I was really hoping this would actually lead to something. That's the dangers of exploring, boys and girls. Sometimes you just end up in a nowhere zone. Up against some kind of invisible wall. Not sure what's going on there. Anyway, well, Walach, welcome. Thank you for considering the words at face value. I think I put up a quote by Benito Mussolini a few weeks ago. It's also a good quote despite the source. Not that I'm drawing a comparison between Mussolini and Hillary Clinton. I'm just saying. A good quote's a good quote. There we go. And hopefully everybody can read that. But the quote is, "You have just one life to live. It is yours. Own it, claim it, live it, and do the best you can with it." Hillary Rodham Clinton. I think that's a quote from like 2011 in Marie Claire magazine or something. I think the Mussolini quote was, "It is better to live one day as a lion than 100 years as a sheep." He got hung by his own people, so, you know. Steel supplies. I think we'll just remove that from the list. Reach a neutral standing with either or both factions. Scorched skull. Mervarg. Hi, Demon Child. Welcome. It's going pretty good. Went to the mailbox today. I was shocked there was not a check from the Coca-Cola company for all of my endorsements. It's very disappointing. I haven't been up this road before, so I'm literally just going to take a look. I'll probably do it faster on Thunderhoof. So let's see what's up this road, shall we? I had the weirdest time at lunch today. We love to talk about food here on Lotro Stream, and I'm probably the most guilty of culprits in that regard. So I get ready to go to lunch, and it's kind of a little bit later in the day. I have no idea what the heck I want to eat. And I go driving around, and I'm just passing bad restaurant option after bad restaurant option. And I go through this strip mall not too far from my office, and I look over, and there's this cafe called First Watch, and it's a breakfast and lunch place, and I guess they're talking about, it's kind of a name implying that they are only open. Okay, so I've crossed this bridge from the other side before. Now I know where I'm at. Very interesting. Anyway, so this First Watch Cafe is only open for breakfast and lunch, hence the name. And it's like 2:45, and I look, and the sign still says open. I'm like, oh, they must close at 3. So I go walking in the place, and the door's a little bit stuck, but it opens. And they kind of look surprised. I think their door lock's not working. So I come walking in, and this waitress looks over at me, and she's like, I'm sorry, sir, we closed at 2:30. And I'm like, okay, well, your open sign is still flashing on. So they're like, oh. So I wheeled around and walked out, which is too bad. It looked like it might be a good place to eat. So I'll have to try it another day. But I'm just like, okay, it's late. I haven't eaten yet. I can't be gone from the data center too long because I was the only engineer there. So if something broke, they'd be like, hey, we need you to run down to the raised floor really quick. And I'd be like, yeah, they just brought me my patty melt and waffle fries, so your emergency is going to have to wait for an hour or two, which I have no problem telling our server admins. Everything's always an emergency with those idiots all the time. They think we're just sitting around doing nothing, waiting for them to call. But anyway, up the street is a Red Robin. And I don't particularly like Red Robin, but I thought, well, they're not going to be very busy. And they've got some decent burgers for $6.99. And I'll just pop in, eat a cheeseburger, and head back. So I go walking in, and the place is almost empty because, you know, it's 2:45 in the afternoon at this point. And I go walking into the Red Robin, and there's 3 people standing at the hostess stand, and the hostess is like, yeah, right this way, folks. And she goes walking off with them, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting. She just never comes back. I have no idea how long she was seating those people. I stood there for a good 5 minutes, and in the back of my mind I'm thinking, this is Red Robin. The only reason I came here is because I knew it wouldn't be busy. The fact that they couldn't hire anybody who was competent enough. Lesser Karog. I've killed some of those. That's no big deal. I mean, they couldn't hire a hostess that was capable of seating more than 1 table per hour. Was kind of baffling to me. So I finally turned around and walked out and ended up just picking up a couple of gas station hot dogs with chips and a soda at the local Come and Go on the way back to the office. And frankly, it was probably better than Red Robin would have been. So I got the smoked sausage with pepper jack cheese inside of it. Added some kraut, dill pickles, not relish, because I like the dill rather than the sweet, and some mustard. And then for my chips, I chose the new Ruffles Queso potato chips. They were tasty. Unaware Guards. Orcs and Uruks. I've been all through there if I remember. That's a big place. So, yeah, it was one of those things. It wasn't a great lunch, but it wasn't a bad lunch, and it was $4.44, so at least it had that going for it. I don't mind dropping 20 or 30 bucks on lunch, especially if I know I have to eat Mrs. Mustafa's cooking later that night for dinner, but you can't do it every day. Hello, Watching Stone. That's a very evil-looking Watching Stone. Let's talk to it. Defeat lesser shades of the Watching Stone. Ooh, I think these guys might be kind of badass. Or not. There you go, keep them coming. I've defeated 8 shades of gray. I have 42 left to go. Now confront the Watching Stone. That's what I thought. He is out of lesser spirits. Mordor Sentry, Mordor Warrior. Let's kill a Mordor Warrior just for fun. Ooh, it's double the fun. I'm sure they slipped a check in a random bottle of CZ to keep you drinking it until you Willy Wonka the ticket bottle. That's probably true. I would not doubt that at all. John DeGard says, oh man, I love Red Robin. There's something about Omaha and chain restaurants. They don't do well here. And one of the problems we have is that, and it was kind of reflected in the hostess issue today, Omaha normally has half the unemployment rate that the rest of the country generally does. The fact that we have, I mean, it's a weird combination of Fortune 500 companies and also ag-based businesses. No matter how bad the economy is, people have to eat. And there's a lot of big businesses that support the ag economy. Union Pacific, Burlington Northern Railroad, although they've been busy moving oil as much as they have been ag products. Some other Fortune 500s, Berkshire Hathaway is here. That's the company that owns like Geico and like 27 other insurance companies. If you guys have ever heard of Warren Buffett, That's his company. He's based out of here. There's some other big companies. First Data Resources. I think they're still Fortune 500. They make and process credit card transactions and actually print cards and issue them for different bank clients. But the whole point is every restaurant in the city of Omaha has help wanted signs in their windows. The only way you don't have a job in this town is if you don't want one, or at least you don't want to work in food service. So like that girl who didn't know how to seat 2 tables an hour is still employed at Red Robin. And I've had burgers there that I liked really well. The Royal, it's just a wonderful, it used to be a wonderful, wonderful burger. A Red Robin Royal is a bacon cheeseburger with lettuce, tomato, and a fried egg and mayonnaise on it. And depending on what bite you take, it tastes like a bacon cheeseburger, it tastes like you're eating a BLT, or it tastes like you're eating bacon and eggs for breakfast. And it's just delicious, and there's literally 5 different kinds of fat on the burger. Ground beef, cheese, mayonnaise, bacon. Is that 4? Oh, and the fried egg has fat in it, particularly the yolk. So, yeah, they're super yummy. And they have bottomless fries. But every time I go in there, it's like the hamburger meat didn't taste fresh, or it had 0 texture. Burgers should have a little bit of a chew to them. And I don't know if the meat was frozen and then thawed, or if it was just too lean. But the last Royal burger I had couldn't support all the other ingredients on it. And I haven't ordered one there in a long time. The pub burgers are okay. But then you run into stuff like, oh yeah, bottomless fries at Red Robin, it's awesome. So the food gets dropped off, and then the server doesn't come back and ask about extra fries until everybody's all done with their meal and ready to go. Or I've been there when they've had like, oh yeah, our soda fountain's down, but we can pour you whatever you want from these 2-liter bottles in our fridge. And it's like, what? You're a national chain. How can you not get your Coke rep out here to fix your stuff immediately? So it's just weird. The folks who own Outback Steakhouse own an Italian restaurant called Carrabba's. It's a national chain, and I've eaten at Carrabba's that are terrific. There's one in Myrtle Beach we went to, and the food was just really terrific. And there's a lot of good restaurants in Myrtle Beach. And we hadn't heard of Carrabba's. We ducked in there and tried it. The food was so good that I went and Googled it later when we got home from our golfing trip. I was like, oh, wow, yeah. And they had one, I think the nearest one was Olathe, Kansas at the time. And then I found out a couple years later, oh, yeah, Omaha's getting a Carrabba's. And I was pretty excited about it. And then it turned out that the Omaha one is a complete piece of crap, to the point where Mrs. Mustafa and I will probably never dine there again. The last time we ate there, we popped in for dinner, and I ordered this mixed grill thing that was grilled chicken and steak over pasta, and they didn't drain the pasta. The dish, it was like a soup. Everything was floating on top of the water that they didn't drain off of the pasta, and it was gross. And I sent it back, and they're like, can we make you something else? I'm like, at this point, my wife's got her food, and I've got this pile of runny crap, and I'm like, spaghetti and meatballs. Just bring me something simple that your cook can't screw up. They bring the spaghetti and meatballs out, and it was floating on water. I mean, how do you not know how to drain pasta if you're in the restaurant business? It was not a happy thing. So, yeah, chain restaurants in Omaha are bad. We have the world's worst cheesecake factory here. It's 3 blocks from our house. We never eat there either. Just had bad experiences. Didn't like the PF Chang's, and eventually I found a couple of things that were okay, and they package food to go really well. So if you need carry out, there's the double advantage of getting really well packaged food and not having to put up with the pretensions of the food servers. Who were like, "Welcome to PF Chang's. We're the most fancy pants Chinese restaurant ever conceived. And we're doing you a favor by letting you eat here." Which is also kind of the attitude of the people at the Cheesecake Factory next door. What was funny about it is once Cheesecake Factory opened, everybody abandoned the PF Chang's. They still do business, but they know that they're not the snobbiest restaurant on the block. Since they have to watch their parking lot and make sure that Cheesecake Factory patrons aren't parking in their lot. Ooh, Gash High Slayer of Talatharee. Now I get to do advanced. And there's a singed page. Carrabba's started in Houston, about 90 miles from me. I love them too.
That Uradani woman.
I always
had some
order from the
slaves
bar
digging
when I
into
go
the floor
there.
of the
Yeah,
ruined
I thought
chamber.
about that.
Next thing you know,
Billix
flames
Smog loves
everywhere.
the blue cheeseburger. Are you recruiting folks to move to Omaha? Hi, Tanuliel. No, just complaining about chain restaurants. John DeGard loves the Royal Burger. Okay, so we're not too far off. That could be. So, although Omaha is a pretty good place to live if you don't mind highly variable weather. It's either the world's biggest small town or the world's smallest big city. We have 2 or 3 really good museums. There's a few universities. We have an opera company and a symphony. The Omaha Community Playhouse is surprisingly good. Henry Fonda started out there when he went into acting back in the day. In fact, I think the Fonda family has supported it financially over the years. That's actually not too far from where we live. I mean, within like 2 or 3 miles. I bought Mrs. Mustafa season tickets to the Playhouse one year for Christmas, and much to my chagrin, she made me go with her to all of the plays. I was like, yeah, take your girlfriends, go out and do something when I'm out watching football with the guys. And no. Although I have to say I liked most of the plays we saw, except they did a British comedy from the 1960s called No Sex Please, We're British. And it's about this young British couple who accidentally receives a stash of pornography in the mail through a mixed up shipment. And they're all freaked out about it and they don't know what to do because apparently porn was illegal back then. And everybody talked in horrible fake British accents like they were in some kind of Monty Python sketch or something. And it just didn't translate well to the Omaha Playhouse stage. So, dated material, bad accents. That was their one miss. But we saw Arsenic and Old Lace, and we saw a bunch of other stuff. They do some new modern stuff. I think they occasionally put on an original work. Like anything else, though, you can't roll out a new song unless you also play your hits, or else the fans kind of get restless. What else is good about Omaha? It used to be a 20-minute town, meaning you could get from anywhere in Omaha to anywhere else in Omaha in about 20 minutes. So it's always funny to hear people complain about traffic. It's like, have you never been outside of Omaha before? Do you not know how lucky we have it? It's probably a 40-minute town now. It's spread out quite a bit to the north and west over the last 15, 20 years. I hear you guys have a half-decent remote flying club. Yep. Actually, we have probably a half dozen of them in the greater metro area. What's funny about it, the club that I belong to, the Omahawks, was founded in 1953. And it's always been manned by a crotchety bunch of old dudes. And all of the other clubs basically got started when somebody got mad at our club and decided, I don't need the Omahawks, I'm going to go start my own club. And that's happened apparently 5 other times because there's 6 clubs in the area. So, you know, they're probably not wrong about that. They go around the corner so that Defiler can't hit me. If I draw him out, I can take him down before moving up there. That Berserker did not make it. There we go. Ooh, there's a singed page. Yeah, I need to run. Oof. They slowed me. Yeah, by the time I figured that out, it was too late. We'll retreat now. Death count 1. Boom. So that's a whole thing. Utilities are cheap. Lack of professional sports is bad news for some. If you're like Zinger and you're just obsessed with sports ball, you might find it a little boring around here. You mean the Omaha checkmates don't count as sports ball? They might. Where's the Omaha checkmates? We have a AAA farm team of the Kansas City Royals called the Omaha Storm Chasers. They used to be known as the Omaha Royals and then later the Golden Spikes. I think at one time we had a lingerie football team in town. Well, shoot. We'll go back to Bree and sell some loot and come back. Galadriel is cosmetically wearing her armor of the Reminiscent Dragon and riding her steed of the, well, mount of the Reminiscent Dragon at the moment. Not big on cosmetics, but when you get the chance to match your armor and your horse, you should take it. Now that it's football season, the entire state is waiting for the Nebraska Cornhusker football team to rise from the dead, and so far we haven't had much of a pulse.
How may I help you today?
Send that to Nemini, my hunter. More wax for Lenorian. If I've got anything else down here that might be good to get rid of. Gorgoroth ore, ingots, Doomsfold scarn. Nope, not so much. Looks like I've got everything cleaned up pretty well. Okay, we'll send that over to Lenorian.
Hello, friend. Can I help you with something?
Inventory management is hard. Critical, incoming healing, tactical mitigation, vitality. Block I don't need. I'm not a champion. Physical mastery I don't need. Resistance I probably don't need. Oh good, more hides and wood. Okay, that can go to Shanaria. That goes to Nemini. So real quick in chat, what is the verdict with the new loot box changes? Should I be saving my Gorgoroth steel-bound loot boxes, or should I be dumping them on the auction hall? I still haven't bothered to read about the upcoming loot box changes. So I need you to tell me. Eek, there was someone naked over there. Dump them. John DeGard says dump them. I know John DeGard wouldn't steer me wrong. If you want to run Saragost or whatever at some point, let me know. Just farming some LP and stuff. Yeah, let's run Saragost. I'm just wandering aimlessly on the landscape at this point. I'll need a few minutes to go reforge some stuff. So if you want to finish up what you're working on, Zinger, we'll meet up here in just a little bit. Deed complete, Gash High Slayer of Talathuri. Oh, that's where I'm getting those from, is quest completions. Not complete. Yeah, probably best to sell or dump them at this point.
How can I be of
Well, I never
service?
have gotten any keys except for the one time they made it the free item of the week. I've opened one Gorgoroth Steelbound loot box the whole time I've had Mordor. See what these are bringing on Arkenstone. Sort by buyout. Lowest buyout, 70 copper. That's awesome. Alright, well for 70 copper, I'll just go ahead and dump it. There we go. Nice to see everybody's as excited about loot boxes as I am. If you do get any of the black keys, you'd probably want to save them for all the new box stuff. Yeah, I don't have to worry about it. I can't even give mine away to Kinney's. That's how bad it's gotten. Yeah, I collected about 3 gold from some I sold last week in the auction house. Those were the good old days, I guess. Didn't Mrs. Mustafa promise me food at some point? Maybe she promised food, but not necessarily for you. That's a good point. I'm sure whatever she's eating is delicious. Delicious enough that she doesn't want to share.
How can I be of service?
Fred the Beard says, say something positive. I am positive that Mrs. Mustafa won't feed me. Yeah, I hate to rag on anything Lotro related because I love the game. I mean, it's my daily go-to. I have piles and piles of games I could be playing, and I just enjoy Lotro. You can kind of play at your own pace. You can do frantic stuff. You can do relaxing stuff. There's tons of things to see and do. You can play alone. You can play with friends. Game still looks beautiful even after 11 years. Mordor is stunning. The soundtrack is wonderful. I love the Chance Thomas score for the Mordor expansion. I'm excited to see Northern Mirkwood. So, I have lots of positive things to say about Lotro. And hopefully the loot box changes will do what the developers hope it'll do. So, I mean, a lot of people were pretty upset about it. I, for one, didn't really feel like I was missing out on anything with the loot boxes anyway. I know it's a good way to help get your ash, but it's like, okay, I'm sure they'll come up with something else for the rest of us who don't want to buy keys. Zinger, I am ready. If you're available and want to go do Saragost, I am at Talith Uri. So Fred the Beard, I hope that was positive enough for you. So I've been complaining about restaurants. I've been complaining about loot boxes. You know, what was funny about it too is I didn't really think about it, but of all the places I stopped to try to buy food today, the service at the Come and Go was also the friendliest. I went from "we're closed, get out" to being ignored completely to being warmly greeted at the gas station where I bought my hot dogs, chips, and soda. We ride for Saragost.
Deep in the heart of Saragost, Clyrith the Stained prepares to unleash a second great plague upon the realms of men.
Hi, Zinger.
Any hope of thwarting her lies on the intrepid few, led by Rangers Rodrog and Fyron, who have gained entry to her doorless keep.
I should probably get back on combat skills, huh? Would it surprise you to learn that I am not a smart man?
This one's just tier 1, so it's not bad, so feel free to pull as much as you want.
Okay. I have your microphone boosted as high as I can in Discord. You are very faint.
I'm sure I can tweak that, but that's probably just me as well.
That's also true. How's your week going, Zinger?
Good, good.
It seems you have failed in your task. We have uninvited guests.
I think I saw you were
Perhaps
playing
you should get to your
Rift the other
task
night.
then, sister. Entertain them.
Yeah, just a bit. Gotta change it up every now and then.
Must I do everything?
If you insist, we shall do this together.
I've been stuck at like one level below level cap in that game for
Allow
a
me
long time.
some reverie.
It's quite hard to level up.
Cool.
At least the last couple levels.
The twins have been defeated.
Five brave little mice scamper into the cat's den. Brave, foolish little mice.
Are we missing one? Yeah, here it is. I missed a shadow over on this side.
Yeah, that's
I'm afraid I have no time to play with you. My great plague is finished, and it is time to rain death upon my enemies. Gulgameth, my dear, come out and deal with these pests.
It's Dulgabeth, the mouth of Sauron.
wasn't me. You might have to try leaving and coming back in.
Okay. Yeah, he doesn't seem to be opening the door. That was my bad.
I probably did it before as well.
thinking that far back's enough.
You might have to leave the instance entirely
Oh,
and then come back in. But
okay.
yep, looks like that reset him.
Fantastic.
Is this any better? Too loud?
Better and not too loud.
Okay, just gave a little boost.
Yep, that helped quite a bit. I know a lot of the viewers are wondering, is Ed talking to Zinger or just voices in his head? And the correct answer is both. I'm being held by shadows. Nice.
We'll do a tier 2 after this. We should be able to handle it just fine.
Okay. Oh, I didn't realize I ran past you.
If you want, we can kill enemies in here. You'd probably have a deed for it. So
Let me see where I'm at on that. 77 of 250. No, it's okay. If we're gonna come back through, we'll come back through. You lead, I'll follow.
Persistent little mice, aren't you? As you wish. Come and face my wrath.
I was being groped by shadows. The Zen of San Francisco, welcome. Good to see you back.
You struggle against the very hand of fate, fools. I will have my justice. Gondor will pay for Sauron's death.
Pepsi rules,
and
Coke
you
rules.
can do nothing to stop me.
Well, I appreciate you drinking Pepsi, so I don't have to.
Come, my pets. My greatest work.
I actually
is
did try
ready.
Pepsi Zero Sugar on stream a few months back,
Let us dance,
and
mortals.
said that it wasn't terrible.
Your life is mine, fool.
Mrs. Mustafa tried it, and she thought it was okay as well.
No! All my plans, all my plague, undone. But I am not finished. Oh no. I promise you this. When you think your battle's won, when you think your loved one's safe,
Chest is all yours.
when the horrors of
All right.
Senecost are a faded memory, and I am but a lingering nightmare, then I will come for you, and yours
Proud
will be
emblem
a
of
slow
Mordor's Bane.
and painful death. Goodbye.
Can I trade that for chili cheese fries at Red Robin?
Yeah, if you can get anyone to answer you.
Yeah, that's kind of a problem.
We can leave instance.
Alright. Is that thing good for anything other than crushing for ash?
Probably not unless it's an upgrade for you.
No. It is 22 light.
How much light do you have right now?
70?
Okay.
78.
Yeah, basically 100 is all you would ever need max for landscape.
I will at some point be upgrading my jewelry recipes so that Mrs. Mustafa has brought the glorious gift of Coke Zero.
I'm making you sandwiches.
Alright. Can you cut them into little pieces? She says she's making sandwiches.
And I heard something like for the next update that once you hit level 116, if you come back to Mordor, you'll get some passive shadow or something like that, or passive light.
Okay.
And I think it maybe increases per level. Maybe I don't know if it's up to 80 light or something like that. So there won't be as much reliance, I think, going forward on the light gear. I guess unless you're doing like raidy stuff, which may require more.
Tier 2.
Same thing. Everything just gets a little harder.
Oh my. Well, I saw Grizzly Wookie was streaming the other day. I forget what he was playing. He does a spot on George Takei imitation. Much better than mine, of course.
If George Takei were dating Smeagol.
Well, he does the oh my, which is sort of the Lotro version of. Are we still doing phrasing? Not gonna lie, Zinger, it's good to be a champion.
Don't leave home without a champ. I heard they'll be fixing whatever kind of skill delay you guys had going on for Yellow Line.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a hiccup there. Some of those skills are a little slow to fire.
Hopefully that's working properly once 23 hits.
Hopefully. Although, it's pretty exciting to play a Guardian these days.
Indeed.
It seems you have failed in your task. We have uninvited guests.
You stay on the lady up here. I'll take the guy when he
Perhaps
comes.
you should get to your
Okay.
task then, sister. Entertain them.
Ugh. Must I do everything?
Tuneliel says she
If
is a
you
saint.
insist,
She is a
we
saint.
shall
I don't
do this
deserve her.
together.
And how I ever convinced her to
Allow
marry me, I'll
some
never know.
revelry, brother.
You know you don't deserve a woman who takes such good care of you, right, Big Ed? I know. So I always tell you guys, when she finally does snap and murder me, you have to testify on her behalf. Let the judge know I had it coming. You can even clip some of my past streams as proof.
I may have a death right here.
Oh, what happened?
That's fine. That other guy, if he hits you, he can put on this really bad bleed. It's
Oh,
like,
okay.
for me, it was like 30,000 damage a second or something like that, or per whatever tick it is. So it's usually better for someone to take that guy who can move around a bit. So no biggie.
Five brave little mice scamper into the cat's den. Brave, foolish little mice.
Good job on that fellowship maneuver, ignoring it.
No problem. Man, wouldn't that be amazing if they ever got around to updating those?
You'd probably have to dig up whatever developer came up with them.
I think that's him living in the old refrigerator box under the bridge.
Probably the same
I'm
person who did the
afraid I
fishing.
have no time
Yeah.
to play with
If you guys want to come in and
My
update
great
fellowship
plague
maneuvers,
is
we'll get you
finished,
a blanket and
and it is
a
time
bowl of hot
to
soup.
rain death upon
Okay.
my enemies. Gulgameth, my dear, come out and deal with these pests.
That's exactly the right tone to take, John DeGard. My monstrous inhumanity will become self-evident. He did not make it.
That's a good chunk of stuff.
Yeah. Looks like we did okay. Wow, an influence crystal of remembrance. Nice. And 12 skee ball tokens.
Oh, I just noticed your first loot box pull, or your first box pull was a starlit crystal and a crystal remembrance. That's impressive.
Sometimes you just get lucky. I don't have enough room to hash anything.
Persistent little mice, aren't you? As you wish. Come and face my wrath!
It's just grilled cheese.
Okay. You can let go of the plate, honey.
Oh,
Thank you.
sorry.
Yep. And Mrs. Mustafa just got me killed.
It's like I just keep on running to the next area.
Ooh, I lived. Nobody is more
You
surprised
struggle
than me,
against
except
the
for
very
maybe
hand
Zinger.
of fate, fools.
I think I've
I
died on
will
that
have
stairwell
my
more times
justice.
than I care to count.
Gondor will pay for Sauron's death, and you can do nothing to
Your
stop
gear
me.
improvements have probably boosted your tactical mitt or whatever. Would help with that.
Come, my pets. My greatest work
She's
is
practicing.
ready.
Tanuliel's probably exactly right.
Let us dance, mortals. Your life is mine, fool.
These are some sturdy cauldrons. been
my
disrupted.
plans, all my plague, undone. But I am not finished. Oh no. I promise you this. When you think your battle's won, when you think your loved one's safe, when the horrors of Senecost are a faded memory, and I am but a lingering nightmare, then I will come for you, and yours will be a slow and painful death. Goodbye, and sweet dreams.
Well, there we go. Little bite-sized pieces of grilled cheese. She's getting better. I can't even taste the ground glass.
He's getting better at hiding the rat poison flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Let us not tarry.
So you got frustrated with Fushan Ball and gave up on it?
Oh, just taking a break. I just have to
Probably
actually
not.
pay attention when I'm in there is all.
Yeah, it's probably not an uncommon reaction.
Oh, nice! That Anphilis Starlit or that Anphilis Crystal of Remembrance isn't bound. I would suspect those might be valuable. Why are these ruins not stackable?
It's because you got them at
they're
different
tradable.
times.
Okay.
Yeah, you got them at different times. So even though they're fellowship tradable, if you sell them and buy them back, they'll be unbound and they can unstack. But they don't stack because you got them at different times, so they have different timers on them. So you can either sell them and buy them back, or just wait until the timer ends, at which point it becomes bound to account.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and sell them.
Yeah, I would suspect that you want to make as much inventory space as you possibly can.
You would not be wrong. They still don't stack. Up there they go.
Yeah, you maybe just have to drag them on top of one another.
All right. We can ash that ring.
Wow, the cheapest Amphilis Crystal of Remembrance is actually only 73 gold.
Well, it's not bad.
I guess a lot of people probably have their allies set up, so they've lost their luster a bit. I know they used to be at least 300 gold or so, but that was probably around when they were the new hot thing.
Back in my day, we used to be able to get money for Gorgoroth steel-bound loot boxes, and we liked it. Okay, now what are we going to do for fun?
Well, there's no Hobnonigans, so what's the point, really?
It's a good point.
Yeah, it looks like half a gold for the cheapest Gorgoroth loot boxes.
Oh no. On Arkenstone, There were some that were in the auction house that had a buyout of 70 copper. That's why I literally just took the one I had in my inventory and just trashed it. It's like for 70 copper, I'm not even going to list it.
Oh, I just checked it. Looks like, I guess they were either bought out. I've also seen that it looks like you have the thing ticked on where it's also showing kinship auctions. So it may be showing kinship auctions from other kinships.
I didn't notice a kinship text, but it's possible. I don't
It
notice
doesn't
a
matter.
lot of stuff.
Either way, it's not much. Barely nothing.
Now then,
I would say everybody's advice to ditch them was probably sound. You know what? I would like to go take a look at Northern Mirkwood. Would you guide me?
Yeah, I mean, like literally, guy. I think I. Oh wait, I may not have the Dale. I don't think I've done Northern Mirkwood on this character.
Oh, I can get there. That's not the problem. Where I'm supposed to go and what I'm supposed to
going
do
around.
upon
Okay.
arrival, yeah.
When you say guide to a hunter, they got one thing in mind.
No, I understand. I realized it as soon as I said it. Let's go take a peek at someplace different.
I can try. I mean, the first area is Velagoth. It's kind of a mess. I mean, it's a forest, so it's kind of tough to get around. But yeah.
So I'm just going to port to Southern Mirkwood, and then the stable master there has a horse. And I took Nemini out there, but I never have taken Galadriel out there. I wanted to get her through Mordor first, and now it's like, Find Ugur and call him out to Angmar. He actually fixed that on Fygar finally. We did roving threats of Angmar, and Ugur actually got to participate.
Oh, good for him. Probably got sick of you teasing him
How
about
can
it.
I be of service?
Well, and we even got Ginger to join us a couple of times. I'm sure she regretted it, but it was nice of her to join. Florian, Mirkwood, Strongholds of the North, Tam, Teradal, Swift Travel. I am on my way.
Yeah, I'm coming. Yeah, I did. I've done North Mirkwood, but on Landrival, not on this guy.
Okay.
Megavonen.
Tag the stable master. Look around. Hey, there's Zinger. Oh, we even managed to defeat Rotspittle finally.
Who's that?
It's a full fellowship roving threat in the North Downs. Mary Rose and a Boylanet and Ugur and I had all tried tackling him and had gotten burnt to a crisp several times for our trouble. But Gravity and Jinjar, I think, were both on Minstrels and came out, and we still managed to die a few times, but our rate of resurrection was fast enough we were able to burn them down finally. So.
Nice. Where do you have to? Do you have to head to talk to Thranduil?
Yeah, let me take a look. I don't even know. We'll remove all. And let's see what I have tagged for.
I mean, I just have like the introduction, Northern Mirkwood. That's all I have.
I'm sure I'm in exactly the same place. Strongholds of the North introduction.
Yeah.
Speak with Randuil. It's beautiful landscape. The fog effects and everything they did out here are terrific.
Yeah.
Ooh, new Skarn. Sorry, I'm gonna Dio Papa you.
Oh, go ahead. I'll grab these branches here.
Perfect.
Yeah, there's a separate like, I don't know if you've been doing that, like, hour cooldown recipe to make whatever thing for
There's like a
Doomfall.
second recipe, yeah.
Yeah, there's a second one for this stuff. So, you know, it makes the same thing. It's just another recipe.
Yeah,
So,
Nemini's done
crank
just
it
a
out.
little bit of the woodworker crafting.
Of course, you know, come update 23, it'll probably be, you know, useless. Whatever the stuff makes. It's kind of hard to follow. You can kind of, like, you know, use these little posts to kind of guide you, but eventually the path kind of seems to dissipate.
Gets
It's-
overgrown,
it's-
yeah.
I'm kind of just using the map to follow the pathway.
Yeah, hopefully this is showing up good in the stream. It is pretty. Speaking of pretty, hi Mrs. Mustafa. Did you want to say hi to Zinger?
Singer,
Hey, this is Em.
He says hello.
give me a plate.
How are you feeling?
I'm not done with the plate.
I need more sandwich on
You're
the
gonna
plate.
eat more of my food? Alright, that seems fair. Mrs. Mustafa giveth, Mrs. Mustafa taketh away.
I'm just gonna go straight. I think I can do that. Cutting the curve of it.
Okay. Although if we end up bitten by werewolves, I'm gonna blame you. Oh, I lost Singer.
We do get a Targrim in this area, which are pretty neat enemies.
I'm being attacked by a pair of rabid milkwood wolves.
Lethal Weapon's back on next week.
A lot of shows are back on next week.
Kinda late. It was normally the beginning of September, not the end,
What?
when the fall season starts.
It is kind of late.
Thanks, sweetie.
And the new guy is, oh, I can't remember his name. It's not Ryan Reynolds, but he reminds me of Ryan Reynolds because they have that same young boyish.
Yeah, Mrs. Mustafa told me they fired the actor who plays Riggs on the Lethal Weapon TV series with the new guy. Something about him being crazy in real life or something, I don't know.
Yes?
What's in that besides cheese?
One of them has ham. Turkey.
Okay, that's turkey and cheese then.
It is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay then.
Thank you, sweetie.
I gotta go sit down.
Oh, more wood trolls.
If anyone found Ed, please tell him to return to the pathway.
I'm trying. You got me all turned around, and now
Yeah, there's cliffs, and then it's like you have to find your way around the cliff. That's the fun part.
I'm getting attacked by stuff. This
You know
is
what?
Mustafa's.
It's all deed fodder. You know.
She is distracting me with sandwiches. She tried to get me killed in the court of Saragost. She is a mean mistreater.
Alright, I think I found you. Good.
Yep, I was on my way back to you, but this wolf and I had to have words.
Yeah, and as far as I know, there's no light Farendale necessary for this area, so it's all good.
We have to kill these corrupted roots. Have you been back through the old forest at all?
I actually have, doing a little bit of DD and stuff like that on some characters, so I have gone through it a bit. I've noticed for the change.
Yeah, they did quite a bit of improvements to the landscape. It's extra spooky. If you haven't had a character there in a while, it's well worth taking a second look. What else says? I don't know how you survive such torture. Exactly.
I think there was supposed to be a bridge somewhere around here or something. Maybe I'm looking the wrong way. Maybe this is the pathway. I think anything basically named corrupted will attack you off right off the bat. And then I think wolves and bears will probably attack you.
Here's a bridge.
There we go. And the river that's going the other way that we're crossing right now, like if you go in it, you kind of get a little slow debuff, and if you're in it for too long, I think you can like fall asleep and stuff like that. Just part of the fun. Yeah, I'm just kind of winging it here. I'm really not very great at getting through this area.
No worries.
Guess we might as well kill any of these guys since it looks like there's a quest for them.
Druid's Fire's rating. Hello, Druid's Fire and viewers. Welcome, welcome. Katriana's here. Ponton Finberry, welcome. You deed the path of the company. You were lured off the path by the light of torches. Ski! Hi, Ski, how are you? Druid's Fire's in the house. My condolences for your loss, Druid's Fire. I know anytime a beloved pet departs, that's very sad. You and Eldolith have both been affected by that the last few weeks, so I was sorry to read about that. Hopefully you've got lots of happy, cherished memories. Ooh, a stable master.
What do you need?
I think the milestone was over there too, in case you care about it. I don't know. How many milestones do you have?
Not that many. Little Ed on Brandywine has the most of all my characters. I decided if I was going to play a burglar a lot, he'd better be able to travel.
Welcome to Telegraphs.
Goofy old lady in the house. Howdy. Ski mentions, it's just as bad when it's a human. Yes, you are correct.
You can basically follow the carpets on the ground to get to with Randall.
No, just as bad as if it were a human. Okay. Sorry, I might have misread that.
And if you get tired, you can always fish here.
Absolutely. Why do you think I wanted to come out here? I haven't been able to catch anything in weeks. And think about that. My main character, my primary, Galandriel, hasn't dropped a line in all of Northern Mirkwood. For some reason, when I came out here the first time just to look around, I was able to ride Nemini straight here. Didn't have any problems finding the place.
Take heed now.
Missing
Welcome,
Bjorns,
traveler.
Purifying the Mirkwood. Looks like we've got a quest over here. Hithlos. Find Hithlos's lost items. Fish in one of those water areas in there. I will do just that. And I'll have to get me one of those elven fishing poles. Where are your friends now and what are they doing? Demanded Thranduil.
I have been expecting your arrival. I learned of something surpassingly strange. The spiders of these woods are no more. Since I have closed my realm to trade and travel, there has been unrest and murmuring among the rafters who dwell along the river.
Bark paper page. Lost lore of the North.
Listen, and you shall hear the tale of strife and friendship between elves and dwarves, circling back over the long years in the shape of a single emerald necklace.
Hold, friend. Hear me before you go farther.
Oh, there's something up here. Oh. A goblet? Well, that might be one of the 4 lost items. Nothing over here. I'm just kind of free range running around looking at whatever there is to look at.
It's all good.
That's how I roll. I'm all like, hey Zinger, guide me through northern Mirkwood, and then I abandon you as soon as something shiny blows past. Like, ooh, look at that.
There's several water areas here and there. You're welcome to fish away. There's a whole new deed to finish through that.
Yeah, I have to go back to the courtyard and sell some junk. A natural enemy of the Lotro fishermen? Full bags.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's no. There's vendors and there's legendary guys. There's no auction hall or bank there here.
It is good you are here.
And you can ride around on regular steeds in here, just not war steeds.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Just in case you have to get to the other end of this area, because it's a pretty large cavern. And like in terms of the gear that the the reputation vendors guys have, I believe that the elves have the medium armor, so they have more like agility stuff. The men and Dale are gonna have the light stuff, and the dwarves are gonna have the heavy stuff.
Okay.
I mean, not that you probably need the gear here anyway, but yeah.
Well, it can't hurt. Influence hides, mysterious ears. Oh, but I can throw that right away.
And there's a task.
Club, yeah.
And there's a task board over here in case you just wanted to like see what kind of the specific items that you can use throughout this area.
Oh, I turned in all rusted scimitars earlier, so I just did it from the housing area.
The housing.
Yeah. This would be tedious, but I think I can fish.
If you need to hand me over all your Starlit Crystals and Empowerment Scrolls, I'll make good use of them.
Awesome, thank you. I appreciate you being there for me, buddy. I think Nemini fished from this bridge, as a matter of fact. I fished in a new spot on Bull Roar the other day. New deed, Lake Master. Looked like you were fishing in a puddle in the middle of the road. Ponton Finberry just came to say hello and watch a bit, but I'm off for now. Have fun all. Thanks for coming by, Ponton. Always good to see you. I caught a roofie. That's how Mrs. Mustafa got me to marry her. We were just hanging out one day, and I got really sleepy, and when I woke up, there was a knot on my head and a ring on my finger, and she was standing over me going, "You're mine now." We've been together ever since. See, one of the nice things about fishing is that it's not so all-consuming that you can't eat while you're doing it.
Oh, I just started Trout Master.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm. I'm 157 fishing, but I guess I didn't fish in the regular areas or something.
Ooh, I caught an old glove. So they made some changes to the Shire, and one of them was an accidental bit of flooded streets and broken borings.
Not so boring anymore.
I caught a roach. Looks like you're getting through your trouts pretty quick. I've got 3 bleaks in a row. So I'd have to say that the fishing in here is pretty bleak.
Anything's an improvement over Mordor.
That is true. Mordor and the wastes just make me sad.
Yep.
Ooh, I caught a gudgeon. Haunting the stream bomber. A Pawan. I think these are all different elvish names for carp. Red band trout. I just finished a 12-day stretch at work. Tomorrow's going to be my first day off in almost 2 weeks. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it.
To fly some planes.
I could fly some planes if the weather's conducive to that. One of the things that was on my list for this summer that I never got a chance to because of the schedule change was take the niece and or nephew fishing. Now that I'm actually doing this in game, I'm thinking, you know, might be nice to go wet a line in real life. That first little bit of cool weather you get tends to put the panfish into a bit of a feeding panic. It can actually be pretty good. They realize that the weather's about to change and they start fattening up. Fall crappie fishing can be really good right up until the lakes start to ice up. Another sunpeak. Oh, now I'm jealous. You caught a Vendace. I haven't gotten one of those yet.
There's 21 of these suckers to get through.
I know. grayling.
Keep it, I mean, Gandalf.
Gandalf the grayling, I like it. Another Orphe. I caught a burbot. We will display the rare fish title. Ooh, a dace. Oh, now I got a problem. That's a game fish. I never throw these out. What can I get rid of?
I could just start pointing to items and saying that.
Well, I think we can all agree most of the stuff I'm carrying around is useless junk.
Hey, Ferret Lance.
Ferret, howdy! I'm good. I have not run into you in a while. How have you been? How is life in Singapore today? It has been a while, my friend. Good to see you. Hope all is well. Life is good. I'm back to Lotro. Glad to hear it.
Huge stuff.
Ferret is a fellow Lotro streamer. You can check out his channel at the link below and chat there. Feel free to throw him a follow. He's a lot of fun to watch and is normally streaming when a lot of the other Lotro streamers are asleep.
Can you see me?
I hope not. Looks like it's right up to the edge of the bookshelf. As long as you stay past the edge of the bookshelf, nobody will notice that you're wearing your sexy French maid's costume.
Ooh, my.
Mrs. Mustafa's been trying to lure me away from the computer with her feminine wiles ever since she got home, but I will stay stalwart and entertain you, my valued viewers. The window? I'll get it later.
No, I need it now. It's hot.
It is hot in here, but you're not hanging out in here right now, so I'll open it later. Okay, well, there's not much I can do for you, honey. I caught a tench. Did you want to go hang out someplace where it's cooler, like not in here? We'll take a 10-second break so I can open the window for Mrs. Mustafa.
Got it.
Okay. She got it, apparently. Oh, that does feel good. It is hot in this bedroom. I didn't doubt you. You didn't hear me complaining about opening the window. Or opening a crisp, refreshing, delicious Coke Zero. Another roach. Zinger caught one of my bleaks. You've got messed up priorities, Big Ed.
Starting to think you're just throwing these fish back in and I'm catching them back up.
That could be. Blech. I know, Bullion. Ooh, I caught another dace. Actually, the truth be known, Mrs. Mustafa and I have been married 15 years. If I so much as walk towards her with my lips puckered, I get a face full of pepper spray, so... Ooh, I caught a brain. That's the first fish I've caught here that's named after a fish I recognize. Although even within a country, fish can have a different colloquial name based on region. I caught a chub. That's also the name of a fish species I recognize. And if I were to tell Mrs. Mustafa I caught a chub, that also might get me pepper sprayed. Mrs. Mustafa is also enjoying the cool, crisp refreshment of Coke Zero.
Just didn't want to walk. Oops.
Hmm?
I didn't want to walk.
I know.
Good thing no one heard that.
Yeah, that's okay. I had the microphone muted as far as you know.
You didn't. Maybe 8:30 softball.
Alright, what's the weather supposed to be like? Yeah. So I might want to go wreck an airplane or...
You have to be at a wedding at 4.
It's okay, that gives me plenty of time to go wreck an airplane. I can have 2 or 3 airplanes wrecked before noon. If it's nice enough. Ooh, I caught a sprat. Well, hi Ginger, how are you? I was just bragging to Zinger that we finally managed to kill Rotspittle with your help. Ginger was gracious enough to put up with us, and that's no easy thing.
First I got a rooster, then I got a chub.
So that's the thing, if Mrs. Mustafa found out that you caught a chub, she probably wouldn't even pepper spray you. You're her murder she wrote, buddy.
And now Saturday morning group. So first they I think they show martial law and MacGyver.
Nice.
Pictures. So you're gonna check out the Magnum PI reboot?
I didn't even know they were rebooting it. Mrs. Mustafa is a big Mel Gibson fan and loved the Lethal Weapon movies, which is why we started watching that. I caught a long lake salmon. That's a new one. Ooger, howdy! I think Ooger was along with us when we killed Rot Spittle as well. Ooger and Druid's Fire, of course, are both Lotro Stream Team members and can be caught here on this very channel. Although Druid's Fire had her stream earlier today, but she also co-hosts along with Cordovan for Court of the Rings and is on the Signum U streams quite a bit.
She was having a nice primer on housing.
Oh, nice. Stream looks a lot better, Ed. What did you do? I haven't changed my settings in weeks.
He didn't even make his camera smaller.
Yeah, I should probably shrink my big giant head down, but...
How you doing on the Lake Master?
I gotta be getting pretty close. It's gonna be under social.
Hobbies.
Hobbies. Oh, I'm only at 13 of 21. Seems like really slow going. Nemini had like all but 2 or 3 of them within 20 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So one you can't get until, I mean, one just isn't Lake Town, so. But I'm assuming you can get them all here. I don't know if there's some like you have to fish in Lake Town to get.
Gold glove. Just for fun, I'm going to move a little bit further in and see if I do any better in a different section.
And then like there's one called a long lake salmon that feels like you have to be at Lake Town to catch it, but
No, I caught the long lake salmon.
That
was one of the ones I just caught a little while ago. Yep, Zinger and I are in northern Mirkwood and we're fishing. I didn't want to, but Zinger twisted my arm.
A pumpkin seed, interesting, right?
That's actually a real fish. Pumpkin seeds are a nickname for bluegill or sunfish that have orange gills. I mentioned the colloquial names. That's a colloquial name for a sunfish.
Well, none of these are real fish. They're all virtual data.
Thanks for clarifying that. I often have trouble blurring reality and fantasy.
It's not uncommon for a gamer. Would have been cool if they made these like fish a bit more valuable, or like make it so you could like trade in 10 for, you know, one of the tokens or something like that.
I wouldn't mind an extra cooking ingredient or two either.
Yeah.
Nothing else, getting away from that rushing water was good because I've been drinking Coke Zero. It'll help me stave off the bio break a little longer. I'm catching all of your trout up here.
Let's see, 6 of 9 on that one.
I would like to get Galandriel a proper fisherman's outfit and be able to switch to it, but I wish extra cosmetic slots were not the price that they are. Although, didn't they drop the price?
For cosmetic slots?
Yeah, for outfits on your character panel.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, they're only $4.95. They used to be, I think they were 1,000 points at one point.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, or $9.95.
It's like I've gotten them all at some time. I probably waited for a sale and picked them up at that point. I did hear that for the next update, apparently there's going to be like a special package that you can buy. It's not the quest pack itself, but it's like it includes like an exclusive cosmetic slot and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
And I think you get so like an outfit, a dwarven outfit of some kind. I think there's some mithril coins in there and some other goodies in there, and I believe it's something that you'll get that box on every character that you create. If I read it correctly, I could have been not quite sure, but something like that. Some kind of exclusive cosmetic bundle. But I suppose, it's still on Bulgor. Who knows, if it doesn't work out in testing, then it could be postponed or something.
I just had a Beavis moment. Are you sure that you want to destroy Chubb? And in my head I was like, no!
I am Cornfolio.
And I need somebody going, you destroyed your Chubb. Yeah, no matter how many years go by, we're all still 12 inside. Fun fact, Mike Judge, the creator of Beavis and Butthead and the writer of the movie Office Space, from Omaha, Nebraska, and Beavis and Butthead were modeled after a couple of kids he went to Central High School with.
Interesting.
So they're probably both neurosurgeons at one of the local hospitals nowadays. So I mentioned the Fonda family. One of my dad's claims to fame was when he was a teenager, him and my uncle used to drag race on the streets, and he raced against Peter Fonda a few times. It was back before cable televisions. They mostly did it to get out of the house. What else is interesting about Omaha?
Bison burgers.
Yeah, you can get buffalo at 2 different places right in the middle of town. That's pretty exciting. Actually, they stock it in some of the supermarkets too. You made a Beavis and a Butthead reference tonight. Good night, all. It has been a long day. Ginger, thanks for coming by. And if you're around tomorrow, I think that same gang's going to be running again. So if you're up for more punishment, feel free to find us. Have a good night, hon. Gabrielle Union is from Omaha. This is Dwayne Wade. I've joked on stream before that Omaha is the birthplace of both Gerald Ford and Malcolm X. So we gave birth to the whitest white man and the blackest black man in U.S. history. You getting any more new fish at all?
No, I've been doing some other management stuff,
Okay.
inventory management.
I am pretty icy cold up here right now.
I heard there was a new uh, quest for like a bingo of not bingo, Bilbo's birthday. That was somewhere in this area, so I was just curious where it was.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like closer to over where like town is, I think.
I seem to be stuck at 13 of 21 fish. Oh, I found a
Also,
mailbox. Sorry, what were you saying?
I'm also at 13. It looks like.
Okay. Well, they might have changed the dynamics a little bit, so you have to move around to catch them all. That's why I haven't mailed that anywhere. I don't have a lore master on the server. Like, why do I still have this Tome of the Frog? Because it's got nowhere to go. Did you find anything?
Take heed now.
Okay, thanks, John. Yeah, I think those are the same coordinates I saw on the form.
Return to Dale requires friends standing with men of Dale. Travel skill acquaintance.
Yeah, so you wouldn't even start getting that stuff until you get out of the forest, basically, and head to the next areas. I think they put 3 factions in here, one for, elves, men, and dwarves.
A word between us then.
Well, what else would be fun to do?
I don't know. Whatever you want. Maybe a skirmish or a battle or whatever. Or we could go around, like, pick up the stable points if they want. A bit of a ride to get places quick.
I don't really feel the need to press on much past here yet. I still have to get through 2 regions of Mordor, or at least 1.5. Why don't you fire up Rescue in Nazgûl and we'll figure out something else after that.
1:15 time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and John DeGard says 13.4 north, 29.4 west, Singer.
Yeah, I saw those. I think.
Okay.
I'll probably get them a little later on.
This will give us a chance to practice our fellowship maneuvers.
Taken by some madness,
True.
Golodir has ventured into the rift.
In Doe,
The air
it's
is
just
thick with
streets,
menace,
right? Like
and the
it's
stench
red,
of
red, or
Thalaloth
green,
lingers.
whatever. And it's a good chance to check out what the 115 scale is like in skirmishes.
Yeah.
Pretty painful.
No, this all got smoothed out a while ago.
Oh, did it? Okay. I just remember at one point seeing like things that were pretty insane for even for Storm.
Well, I think they were doing massive amounts of shadow damage as part of the problem. You were like, oh, I'm going to try the skirmish at 106, and it's like, oh my god, make it stop. What is it, red?
Yeah, I think you might.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, sorry, I guess I triggered it before you were close. Sorry.
I'm not angry, sir. I'm just disappointed.
I forgot that I can just be on the other side of the skirmish and attack the you can't.
Yellow. We have done it.
Like a tier 5 essences, I would have, or relics, I would have expected a little better.
It's probably random. Even just running the solo on tier 1, I used to get an handful of Starlit Crystal once in a while to drop. It wasn't real common, but it would happen once in a while. Red it is. And now yellow. Faint heat radiates from the altar. I'll have to come back for that later.
Yep.
Red? Yellow? They're coming from the other side. And red. So we've got an angry echo across the lava field and then the altar. You want to fight them both at once.
Is that a yeah?
No, it's probably not the best idea. I think Pine Leaf might categorize that as irresponsible. One down, one to go.
Oh great, I got a Gorgoroth Steel Velvet box.
Awesome, congrats. You can go ahead and trip it.
I'll sell it to you for 50 silver.
Pass, thanks. That's about 49.5 silver more than it appears to be bringing at the auction. Or on the total dirt, we just misread the auction posting.
Yeah, if I saw correctly, basically the contents of those boxes are going to go to like a vendor that you can trade in your notes and enchantment, the things that are currently the ashes for, and then they'll have new boxes with like the new stuff or whatever. Basically, they'll have like one box. Like I think in the old days, they used to just have one box that was basically like you got the loot based on your level. And so they're kind of going back to that in a way. And then there'll be one box that's like the 116 and up or whatever, like the good box basically.
Spirit is blue?
Oh, I forgot about this part. Oh, that's nice that it doesn't have like 3,000 morale or something like that. Did it used to be that case where it used to be such a low amount of morale that it would be dangerous. even at high
I've
levels.
done it before where somebody's killed him, but that was not common. We get a Kurag also, don't we?
Oh yeah, I think so. I'll grab the Kurok. If you want, you can work on the main guy.
He did not make it.
Hey, Pulu.
Apulu checking in. Howdy, Apulu. Pulu is one of the more recent additions to the Lotro stream team. Congratulations on that rarefied honor. Being a little sarcastic, if it were a rarefied honor, I wouldn't be on here probably. Still, I'm glad they've allowed me to be here.
Did you get your junk from the chest, or?
Yeah, there's a tier 3 lyric that I can't pick up.
Ah, gotcha.
Not overly concerned about it. Did we trigger the dialogue? Are we ready to travel?
Well,
There
I
we
forgot to. Because it doesn't have the ring over his head, so.
Yeah, I don't know why
No.
that is.
We gotta get our 700 Eld Gang rep.
Absolutely. Actually, I got kindred with the Eld Gang just by running this over and over and over. Big Ed, I bumped you out of last place. I am the counterexample that all other Lotro streamers should compare themselves to.
It is good you are
He may
here.
be the top streamer whose significant other has belched on the stream.
That counts for something. Gotta love Mrs. Mustafa keeping it classy.
I passed you, so if there's anything you want to load up or whatever.
Beard says, lazy Saturday afternoon here, ordered some beer. It's on its way over. Nothing wrong with that. There's none other than Benjamin Franklin that said, beer is proof that God loves us and wants us to be happy. Goofy old lady is not a fan of beer. But it bakes wonderful bread, and it makes for delicious beer cheese sauce for pasta. And we used to have a Mexican restaurant here in town called Blue Agave. And their beans that they made for their beans and rice, they actually put a bottle of Corona in the beans, and you could taste just a little bit of that sour note that the beer gave them. They're quite good. Fortunately, the restaurant closed.
There's always root beer.
And there is always root beer, that is correct. Ginger beer.
Birch if you're feeling quite feisty.
Well, I'm a little bit frustrated about the only two things I really have to do on Galadriel are keep plowing through Mordor and grinding stupid scrolls for my stupid yellow line legendary imbued weapon. And neither of those sound like any particular fun. So it might be time to call the stream. We've got 35 people hanging out at the moment, but they've been on for about 4 hours. So it's probably time. Let's see who else is streaming Zinger, and we'll go over and say hi.
I hope no one's streaming Zinger. That would be terrifying. Who will be your battered onion rings, as you can.
Well, that's a little frustrating. I Am Snowman is streaming. I Am Snowmanny? Snownamey? And Odd Ghost XO. I'm not familiar with either of those streamers, and as such, I would be hesitant to host them. So if anybody's familiar and can vouch for either of them, speak now, or we have to end the party, which is tragic. Looks around in fear. Druid's Fire's not familiar with them. And I always encourage you guys, make new friends. If you see somebody streaming Lotro, pop into their channel, say hi, throw them a follow, thank them for streaming the game. It's very important. There's a lot of people who are on the Lotro stream team right now who we remember when they were just starting to learn to stream. And believe me, you get your first 5 or 10 follows, you get a little bit of encouragement, goes a long way towards keeping you going. So I can't host either of them because I can't vouch for their language or behavior, but I should get on, but like I said, a little lazy now. Well, that's okay, Feared. If you don't feel like playing, don't play, and that goes doubly for streamers. My own advice I've given out is that if you're just not quite in the mood to play, don't play out of an obligation because you think you have to be streaming. I think if you're not into it, your viewers will be able to tell. And I just kind of reached the point where I've had my fill for tonight. So I was thinking about maybe switching over to a lower level character. I'm just, 4 hours of good fun gameplay is probably about right. So I'm going to pop in and see Odd Ghost XO and I Am Snow Nami and say hi and maybe throw them both a follow. I would encourage you guys to do that too, but for right now we're going to go ahead and have to call it on the official. Zinger, my friend, thank you for joining me. I always enjoy running Court of Saragost with you. It was lucrative and fruitful, and we'll do it again soon.
Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure. And if you feel like burgling on Wednesday, come find me. If you're busy with other stuff or have something better to do, I understand. Yep, Fared, great seeing you. Lady Gun, thanks for hanging out. Goofy old lady, thanks for popping by. Druid's Fire, thank you for the raid. I hope you had a great day of streaming. Druid's Fire is like the Iron Horse of Lotro streamers. She just, she streamed on the official, probably on one or two other streams, then popped over to her own channel. She's been at it all day, enjoying her Lotro time. So, much appreciated. You guys have a great night, and we'll see you again soon. Oh, I haven't done this yet. There we go.